Good day, everybody. Brian here from quantlabsnet.com. Today, in this video, I will be showing you the highlights and a demo of a trading system with market making in mind. Also, it's obviously high frequency trading, institutional level, multiple models in play, and it's very deep. And I just want to highlight this is probably the most important verbiage I could come up with, or the AI that generated this. So proprietary details is specific code, the weightings, the constants, and the threshold that allow this Rube Goldberg machine of interconnected models to function coherently at a nanosecond speed across millions of lines of C++ code. So that's the production level. I could try to get as much proprietary code as I could from these unknown techniques, we'll call them. So what I'm about to show you is considered industrial engineering feat that is worth billions of dollars and is virtually impossible for a retail trader to replicate. It's not a single algo, but a deeply integrated, self-referential, adaptive system. These are probably the most profitable trading systems in the world, really. All done in C++, very low level, ultra low latency code. So let me first show you how this evolved. So I have a package here. If you're interested to know more about it, among probably 50, 60 other projects like this, but this is where we go very deep. Get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me by just giving me your information here, logging in, and just get our free ebook C++, or you can just talk to me at the Get in Touch button here, quantlabsnet.com. Show me you're interested, and I'll get back to you to let you know if you're interested and serious on how to get this. So there is that in mind. So as I said, this started with basically a variety of different versions of this. I'm not going to show you the source code here, but what we started was a market making system. Then from there evolved into a very enhanced trading system. Let me just see if I'll pull this up here. And from there, I wanted to add in the front end. And let me just show you. Okay. We have here a document, Word document, okay, that explains the evolution of how this process came to be. The modeling, there's 3 of them. And as I already strongly hinted here, it's a combination of things. This was the longest amount of time I put into this type of system. So let me pull up this document here, and I'll show you what it involves. Okay. HFT system README. So this is all the iterations involved. Okay. I think this is it here. So what we're looking at is basically, this is a self-contained C++. It started as a skeleton, but I've asked it to go as deep and as far as it could go. So essentially, there's 3 models here. Nanosecond execution. Obviously, I can't do that unless I'm wired up, hardwired up with all the low latency servers sitting in a co-located server, direct market access, This involves market making, arbitrage, and also smart order router. It contains a tactical risk core where there's data ingestion, the Greek volatility surface, SABR calibration, and Bayesian toxicity in microseconds, and a hedge arb signal generation. So that's all written in the one C++ program. And these are 3 different layers. Okay. So the third layer is a strategic portfolio manager involving allocations, target exposure, long horizon alpha. And then there's a bunch of notes here. So it's compiled into C++. There's some stubs here that you uh, add in. You can easily do that. Well, I'll say not easily, but you can do that with AI. There's the templates there to do this. As I said, it's event driven, so it's trying to tap into the data feed of iLink from the CME. Has a surface calibration interface where there's a dynamic of time of day, day of week, IV level. That's implied volatility. This custom model I've never heard of again, which is a Gloston Milgram inspired microstructure toxicity. I've talked about this before. At millisecond, where it updates an estimate using Bayesian techniques. There's a risk book aggregation delta gamma vega across all the instruments, and as I said, it's just the one instrument is involved. The two-year T note. There's a book called Parity Check, Option Arbitrage Signal Generating, Smart Order Routing, Scoring Venues on Latency and Fees and Liquidity. Also, there's an execution engine with an atomic multi-leg intent, retry, cancel, replace. And then the feedback loop is execute, risk, quote, hedge, and then execute again. So it goes more into detail on the first level, and then there's the three different levels. So also including is a lock-free event bus with back pressure, extended SABR model with a Hagen approximation, and this model here, which using Bayesian updates using multiple signals, order imbalance, quote revision, trait clustering, and hidden order. Also applies a Kalman filter for value belief tracking. Also full posterior probability calculation with likelihood ratios, inventory, risk-aware adjustments, and on it goes. So you can already tell that using these quantitative techniques, this is quite sophisticated. So as I said here, we've got here two different versions. Okay. So let me show you here. So this first one is the enhanced HFT system. Let's see what it does. So there's a bunch of pinging, testing, measuring out the inventory on what's available. Okay. Uh, using a delta, a vega, tries to calculate a daily P&L. Obviously, I'm not sure what the starting capital is, but it's pretty steep. Volume participation, all these other neat stats. And you can see here we got the strike price. I think that's a time frame as well. So very involved. Now, people say, oh, it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Well, again, I can't sit here and validate it. But again, that's what advanced AI is for. So that's just the first version, the more full-on version. And as I said, we do have the source code here available. And this is another version of the same market making system. So, but this one's the more enhanced one, as you can imagine. So I took it upon that and went deeper, as I said. And this is what I came up with. So there's two versions, two front end and a back end. The back end is this one in here. Okay. Right there, the main CPP or C++. And then let me pull up the README here. And this is similar, but if I had to build a front end with metrics to it, and from what I'm seeing, it's somewhat watered it down. Okay. But still demonstrate this as is. And then from the prior version, it evolves, as I said. And here we do all the metrics that I asked for: cumulative daily per trade P&L, all the risk metrics, including the Kalmar, the average drawdown, win-loss statistics, VAR and CVAR, market structure, and all these really important metrics as well. So there's so-called real-time reporting on the all that fun stuff. So let me get over to the back end now. So right now we go into the backend code. I think it's right here. And then we can, oh no, I gotta go into my build directory, sorry. And then in there is that HFT system there I can run. So that's it on the back end. It used to do a lot more, but all of that, all the methods I used to have in there are now in the JavaScript, which is the front end. So originally it was connecting with WebSockets, but it wasn't very reliable. Now it's a different story with a better environment, but I can convert it from a WebSocket to what it's using. Just connecting the front end, the back end through a SQLite database as simple as I can. And for this environment and how it's set up, when you have a single console going into a data server, it's going to be totally different. Probably a WebSocket, but I just want to get a front end of something to show you how this works. So in here we have the front end code, which is the index as well. And let me pull that up as well. Okay, so here's the front end system. Here we have a database there as well, which is SQLite. Let's see here. So we go into our front end, and then we pull up our index right here. And again, this is using an Electron framework of JavaScript, okay? So at some point I could throw in Light with this. So this is now leveraging off of that database file, okay? So I connect into it, okay? So it's connected. Again, this is all simulated data. So in here you can see we have our database name, our polling display as well. All right, so there's that. Here is where it gets interesting. This is supposedly simulating a real trading environment. So here we have our current P&L, cumulative, win ratio, Sharpe ratio, drawdown, and our other metrics. On this side, we have our rating log or feed. Okay, and here we have some other metrics as well. The events, processing rate. This would be much better on a high-end server built for this type of software. There's a number of nanoseconds, so you want to shave that down to like near zero for a proper environment. And it also just shows the standard database with the coding in there as well. So this is just to show you this capability. I think it's pretty impressive that it's 100% AI generated. And as I said, this is the longest one that took me close to 10 hours to get to this point, but it went through a lot of, as I said, iterations. Okay, so going back to the source code here, what we're looking at here is the index and all the styling and all the JavaScript that goes with that. So now if I wanted, I can enhance this charting, make it more sophisticated using something like Lightning Chart, which is probably one of the leading packages out there for charting in it. And that's why I used Electron to support that. But other than that, I just want to show you the capabilities here. And I'm sure a lot of people want to know how to kind of get this code. As I said, it took me 8 hours to get to this point. I could easily do this day in and day out, but we gotta get motivated to do more. So if you want to know more, just go over here at quantlabsnet.com, click on the Get in Touch button here anywhere on the bottom right. The best way to get in touch with me. All your info is kept confidential as well. Or if you want one of these these ebooks, you can sign up under the learn, and all your info will be captured. And as I said, nothing gets released. Or you can just click on this get in touch as well. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good day.